Hey friends, it's Shelly. I am Scrappy Longstocking and I am back again with my March Project Life pages for the week of Sunday the 9th through Saturday the 15th. And I am using the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit, and I've got the kit from March 2025 and the kit from March 2024. And I've already got my photos cut, and I've got some basic things laid out here that I put together when I came up with my plan while I was printing out photos. So it looks like so far I don't need a larger insert, but while I was looking at it, I was thinking that I still might need a larger insert, and I'm just gonna figure that out as I go along. And right now, I think I will put you all on fast forward and do a voiceover and then go ahead and get started. So if you like the content and want the algorithm to know that you want to see more, then go ahead and press like and subscribe, and it will show you more videos like this. Alright friends, as usual, I begin by sorting through my photos and getting them put into the pocket and making decisions where everything will go. Even though I have the plan that I have created, I think I keep to it for the most part. But I have to remember which photo is from which day and make sure that while I'm looking at my plan, I have the photos in the right place. And so for this week, I wanted to use that spring forward card, but my 4x6 pocket was on the right, and I usually prefer Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday on the left, Thursday, Friday, Saturday on the right. And I knew I wanted to use the 4x6 insert so that I could use the 4x6 card that says right now from the kit. And then I had to go back to my stash, or the container that I keep my cards in, to grab a couple of more cards to add in because I didn't have enough photos and cards and journaling to fill in that insert. And so at the top, I have my Sunday photo, which is it's a couple of screenshots from church. And then right next to it is a couple of photos of me scrapbooking and the cats just hanging out with me on the Sunday afternoon. And then to the right, I had Monday. And I had taken that day off of work because this was I think spring is the beginning of daylight savings time, and I hate it so much. I hate it so much because my brain doesn't work after losing an hour of sleep. And those days I was waking up at 5:30 in the morning to get on the treadmill, which would then be 4:30 in the morning, which was totally impossible, especially since on Sunday night I couldn't go to sleep because my brain was like, hey, it's still awake time, when I was supposed to be going to sleep. And so when I saw the meh card while I was planning, I knew that I wanted to grab out those emoji faces, the black and white emoji faces, because I remembered that there was one that had the straight line mouth, which is basically like that meh sort of card. And so because that card was in there and it was just plain black and white, I wanted to match it up with those faces. And so if I used one, I wanted to use all of them. And so I spent a lot of time flipping things around back and forth. And eventually I assigned the sad face to the daylight savings time. So it was Sundays journaling and Monday going to an apartment complex that I thought was going to look nicer than it was and be nicer than it was, and it ended up not. And then the happy face I assigned to Wednesday well, the happy face with the heart eyes I assigned to Wednesday, because Wednesday's photo was a couple of screenshots of me making my reservations for Biloxi in Mississippi. And I had wanted to go in May for my vacation because May is my birthday. But the cost was much larger than what I wanted to spend. So, and I wanted to take my vacation time along a time where it had a day off from work. So I only had to use 4 days and I would get 9 days off. So I chose September for Labor Day, and it ended up being half the price. So I picked that, made the reservations, and was super duper happy. Then the next one was the other happy emoji, and I put it next to the picture of some singular pies, like pies for one person, mini pies, something, whatever you want to call them. So I put that with those days because that was Pi Day and it was Friday, and that was 3.14. So pi, the number pi, and then I always go and get pie or make pie. And then the meh is Saturday. This week I had worked on the house and pulled all the furniture out and painted the rooms, painted a couple of spots, and then rearranged the furniture. And it was all day, and it was a lot of work, and it was really hard. So that's why I put those smiley faces there. And then right now, the other thing that I was struggling with a little bit was this, the filler card on the back of this 6x8 sheet. And eventually you'll see that I choose the 3x4 vellum card from the 2024 kit. And one of the sticker tags, and the sticker tag says something to remember. And the basic of the backside of that 4x6 card is the one that says, there's a 3x4 that says, "Life is tough, darling, but so are you." And the journaling on the meh card is that I'm exhausted and I'm tired, and things aren't working out as I want to, and it makes life harder. So it's kind of like, meh, you have to keep living, and you just keep going, and you deal with it, and you make changes and adjust as time goes on. And the photo that's on there is a screenshot that was sort of encouraging to me during the week, where it was a photo of a tree, and it says, "Nature finds a way, you will too." And so I sort of felt like, oh, that's encouraging, and even in the middle of hard stuff, we keep going. So it was nice to have that little bit of encouragement. And then the sticker that I'm applying now to that vellum 3x4 card with the painty painty lines on it, I guess it would be. It says, "There is a crack in everything. That's how the light gets in." And I like that as well, because it just was along those same encouraging lines that things will get better. Life is good. Life is hard. All sorts of things. And so you just roll with the punches and make adjustments and move on. And so I like the way it turned out with the sticker and the vellum, and it was just right. So I just slipped it right into the pockets. I put a piece of white cardstock behind it so that the card or photo that's on the other side won't show through, because it is vellum, and I'm just trying to treat it as if it's just a regular card. And so when the next thing I start doing is looking at the journaling cards, because I've got the photos in, I've made the decisions about what to assign the happy faces to. So now I have to move on to journaling. And the journal strips that I want to use, I had a note in this week's pages that said, if I'm going to use that card with the black and the red, then I need to use the packaging from the 2024 kit, because it had those same black and the red in there, and it matched the pattern flower on the Spring Forward card. So I decided to go ahead and grab that out, but I didn't want the only floral, so I also grabbed the stripes, and I use my white cardstock, and I do my journaling like I normally do. And it's always a heck of a mess, because for whatever reason, my 3x4 cards don't fit in the 3x4 pockets. They're more like 2 3/4. And so I end up having to cut them down 2 or 3 times, and it's very frustrating and annoying. So, and you'll see me do that right there. And it makes it difficult because when I also do these collage photos with the 3 photos on one 3x4 card or 2 on one 3x4 card, I like the white border around the edge, and it makes the border all wonky so that it's larger on one side and not on the other. So here you see me going ahead and picking the stripy vellum piece there to create. And I spent so much time on making these decisions. I was just having a rough scrapbook day, but I just wanted to, since I had already begun and I was filming, I didn't want to stop right in the middle of it because I really did have the urge to just be like, yo, I'm done. This is hard. And I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be fun. But I kept going, and in the end, when I was finished with these pages, I was like, I'm so glad that I kept going and it's done. So it does take quite a while to cut these pieces up, and I think this is on like 4 or 5 times fast forward because I just spent so much time hemming and hawing and going back and forth. But the journal on the left is about Sunday, and I was working on my 2024 album that week instead of doing a videotaped week. And well, I think I just revealed how old I am, a videoed week. So, and I decided to just journal about what I was doing on Sunday. And then Monday, I think I totally skipped journaling and didn't journal about it because the apartment complex photo was basically self-explanatory to me. And then, oh, and if you haven't noticed it here, I've mixed up the happy faces. So I have to move them around. I got them all mixed up, and now I have to fix my mistake. And I was just trying to get things done, and I was not paying attention to what I was doing. But I was able to fix it in the end, and it all worked out, and it was fine. And then my other journaling was about Wednesday, and then on the right, and that was on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, my journaling for Monday is on the Spring Forward card. And then I'm on the 3x4 journaling in the middle row. It was Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then Saturday was by itself. And I don't think I even had a photo for Thursday. I'm not sure. Or maybe I just had one photo for Thursday, but I let it go. And so the next step, so journaling is always last. And the next step before that was to pick out the stickers. And so the first one I pick out is for that Sunday card, and the sticker, the word phrase sticker just says making, because the photograph is of me working on my scrapbook for 2024. The next one there for the pie day is eating. I think I just happened to notice that there was a bunch of ing words on the sticker sheet. And then the one, and so I decided to use them. This one says hoping, because I hope that everything works out. Nothing at work crazy happens. Nothing happens with the house. Nothing crazy happens at all. And I eventually get to go on that trip. And it looks like I just moved that one and put it up on the Sunday photo, and it says believing. And so the one that I chose there says hoping, because Sunday the photo is about church, so I thought it went better, and I was actually able to pull it up since I had just put it down. The sticker that I choose for this one is reading, because the top one is a Bible verse, and the bottom photo is a photo of my calendar page at work that I sometimes take pictures of when it's encouraging, or it fits the situation, or it really strikes me in the moment. And then, let's see, I think I'm looking to see if I want a photo for my steps, and I choose not to. And then I think the last one is, it's that photo is a screenshot of an AI Google result of what dust is made of, because I made a joke during the week because I was having severe allergies, and
it actually says it's made up of skin cells and hair. And so I was like, people, I'm allergic to people. And it's such a terrible mom joke, but I thought it was so, so funny and ridiculous. And then on the photo in the bottom middle, I end up choosing a word phrase sticker that says day by day, because I was stressing out so bad about trying to make sure I got everything done and everything right, and I have to do it all now. And you just get overwhelmed. I get overwhelmed. I think other people do too. So there we go. I finally realized, I didn't get a sticker on that. And then the sticker for that one, that photo, it's some screenshots of an apartment complex. It just says life is tough, because at that point, I was still thinking I was going to be able to move to that apartment complex, or not that one, another apartment complex, but the rents are crazy in Arkansas, so that was super hard. And then here, I just go ahead and go back to, now I have this blank spot and I need to put something in there. And I look at all of my different options and I finally say, okay, well, I like the way this looks. And then I was going to leave it. And then I was like, well, it might look weird just there all naked by itself. So I start sorting through all of the pieces that are in my bin. And I was like, oh, hey, that will look right there. So that's what I do.
Okay, friends, I've just finished my journaling. I turned the camera off for that, and I added this piece of the packaging to the bottom there because I noticed that it was blank, and initially when I printed it out, I was going to put some journaling on the bottom there, but I ended up putting the journal here. And this week, I mixed my photos up a little bit so that it's not Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It's a little weird, but I'm just going to go with it. So I can always change my mind because it's my book. So then there was this insert, and these two cards are from Studio Calico, and this one is from Ali Edwards. And I liked how, get a little glare there, I liked how the yellow in this card matched this card, and since these were coordinating cards, I went ahead and used those as well. I need to print out a 3x4 photo with the 4 items here. This is Dave Ramsey with his podcast on YouTube, Murdoch Mysteries on Friendly. And then I'm listening to A Tale of Two Cities with an audiobook. And after I wrote everything, I realized, I should have swapped those, but I'm fine. I'm going to leave it. And so I'll put a grid with a picture of each one of those things. And then on the back here, it's my journaling there. So there are those. And then here is my left page. Most of these pieces are from the 2024 kit. I think these are from January. This is from 2024. And that packaging was from 2024. I don't know if that was from this year or last year. I didn't use a lot of last year's kit. Here's my steps. And the pie for Pie Day. And then again, this over here on the right is word art I downloaded from Ali Edwards' website for her give word from several years back. So she had a bunch of freebies on her website. Okie doke, friends. If you want to press like and subscribe, I would totally love that. And I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me. I enjoyed hanging out with you today. And I hope to see you around the internet soon, friends. Bye.